Wrapping up my reviews of the DC Universe Wave 3 Solomon Grundy. Today's toy spot, we're going to be looking at the Collect and Connect Solomon Grundy himself. Now, obviously, there is no packaging because all the parts of Solomon Grundy came with every figure from Wave 3. Now that I've put him together, a very impressive, very large figure. He is incredibly large, and just to kind of give you guys a scale comparison, we'll bring out little tiny Sinestro, and we'll put little Sinestro here, just so you guys can actually see the size difference between the character. Very considerably much larger than Sinestro himself. Which is really what it should be. Solomon Grundy is a very large character in the comics. The figure, I think, looks really good. The figure is probably still my favorite Collect and Connect figure that I've built so far. Certainly, there might be figures down the road that I might like a little bit more as I do reviews of them. But, I mean, to this day, right now, as it stands, Solomon Grundy is in fact my favorite Collect and Connect figure. Figure doesn't really have a lot of color to it. It's kind of a faded black, like a black gray, and then he's got the lighter colored, almost like a bluish green shirt, and then the rest of his body is gray. There's a lot of detail though that's been put into the figure. As you can see, he's got you can see his nail. He's got his little thumbnail showing. And then the wrinkles in his face. You can see his teeth. His hair is really nice as well. I mean, they did a good job on the hair. There's little holes as well in his jacket as well. And I thought this was a nice touch too. There's like his jacket is ripped, as well as in the bottom of the jacket, the sleeves are all ripped, but it's got this hint of kind of a dirty trim, like his costume has, or his jacket has been dirtied. He's been in the swamp. You've got all that nice dirt debris on it. I think that's really nice. I mean, that's a nice added touch. It's also got it on the shoes. He's got that dirt and debris on his shoes, and also on his pant leg. So a really, really nice looking figure. I'm sniffling still. I think I'm still battling my cold. Now he's got peg holes in the bottom of his feet. I don't really know why. I mean, none of the figures came with stands, but I don't know if the original plan was to have him on a base. But in the way of his articulation, now this is the one thing I have problems with this figure. He has rotation in the head. The head can bend left and right. The only thing it can't do, though, is bend back. So, aside from having the head sideways, which actually might be a better route to go with this figure, if you had the head straight forward, the head's going to automatically lean down. Now, Solomon Grundy, I'm going to move the camera up here a bit. Solomon Grundy is a zombie to some extent. He's the walking undead. So I guess it would make sense to have his head further down. You just won't be able to see as much as the face when you have it on display. He also features articulated shoulders that can bend and rotate. He's got a rotation in the bicep, bend at the elbow. The only thing it doesn't seem to have, you can't actually rotate the wrist, and it's probably just because of the way the wrist was sculpted. You can bend at the torso, not really by a lot though. I mean, there's not a lot of movement. You can rotate the waist, however. You can bend the leg out. You can forward and back. You can rotate the thigh. You can bend the knee, and you can bend the foot. There is a slight bit of movement in the foot where you can move it back and forth. I don't know if it's an intended articulation in the foot or if it's just the way it was built. But I mean, you got lots of movement in his foot. You can also see he's sporting some sneakers. well, not sneakers, they're more like boots. They're not completely laced up, so hopefully Solomon doesn't trip on his shoelaces. Overall, though, a fantastic figure. Again, one of my favorite of the Collect and Connect so far, and I don't know of many figures that probably will knock this guy off as being my favorite. It's possible. And the overall opinions of this set, actually, you know, I'll give a rating for this guy. This guy I would probably give a 9, a good solid 9 too. The overall impressions of this wave, I think the real winning figures of this set were the Sinestro, the Deathstroke Terminator, and I still think the best figure from this wave was the Robin. I think the Robin, between his coloring, the fact that it was a new mold, the smaller mold, and just overall the figure, I think the figure is the figure of this set. This wave, I would probably, overall, I think this wave is a good, solid wave. I mean, certainly, so far, I would say this wave is the best wave of the first 3. The second wave was good with the Black Manta, the Aquaman, the Supermans. Ooh, it's a toss-up. You know what? I almost would give Wave 2. Wave 2 so far is the wave of the first 3 sets. Even though this has the Sinestro and the Green Lanterns and the Robin, I really do like the Supermans from the other wave. And I like the Black Lantern. Or the black... I just drew a blank. The Black Manta. There we go. I do like the Black Manta. So I think so far the second wave is my favorite, but this Solomon Grundy is my favorite Collect and Connect figure. So overall, give Solomon Grundy a 9. This wraps up DC Universe Wave 3. Stay tuned for DC Universe Wave 4 as I go through the reviews of those guys. Thanks for watching, thanks for commenting down below, and thanks for subscribing. And with that, I'll wrap this video up here, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.